Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. At first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Farhan Hidayatullah with series number A1B219005. In here, I would like to tell you about useful expression for discussions. This video I make to fulfill an assignment in Oracy and academic context. So let's get started. At first, I would like to tell you about useful expression for chairperson. So let's get started. The purpose of our discussion is let's discuss. If we talk about, it seems necessary to discuss and decide which is the most and the least. Let me start with, let's begin with, let's discuss first. First, we need to, can you explain your point a little more clearly? Can we see what other people think about this? Who has not had a chance to speak yet? Is there any last comment on this point before we move on the next one? So we have two opposite arguments here. On the other hand, in other words, most of us think that can we draw any conclusion from what we have been saying? And then we go into the next part. It's about the part of everyone giving your opinion. I think that in my view or in my opinion, as far as I can see or I'm concerned, surely the main reason for my opinion is, to my mind, in fact, to the best of my knowledge, the way I see it, if you ask me, I'm not sure if it is said, believed, now that it is obvious that it seems to me that I have a feeling that, well, I'd say, you can take it from me that if you ask me, it seems to me that if you want my opinion, first of all, or to start with, I'd like to point out there can be no doubt that nobody will deny that everyone knows. Let's get this clear first. The point I'm trying to make it, I'm absolutely convinced that the way I look at or the way I see it, the way I look at or see it is this. Okay, the next part is about giving an explanation. Look, it's like this. The reason for this is, just let me explain. Well, the thing is, what I mean is, the main problem is, well, the reason is, Above all, we must keep in mind that, and the next is about balancing arguments. On the one hand, and the other hand, some people say that, others believe that, it is said that, however, and the next part is about asking questions about someone else's opinion or explanation. Could you tell could you tell me? I'm sorry, could you tell me what's your opinion about? How do you feel about? What do you think about? Do you think or do you feel? May I ask you, do you mean that? Do you agree? Do you share my point of view? What do you mean when you say, what do you mean by that? I don't fully understand. Can you give me some examples? Could you explain to me? Just tell me the reason why. I just don't see why or what or how. I didn't quit. I didn't quite get that. Could someone please tell me? I don't really understand. Are you saying that? I beg your pardon. And the next part is about agreeing and disagreeing. I quite agree. I couldn't agree with you more. That's true. Or that's right. Exactly. Precisely. Right. Certainly. Definitely. I think so too. That's just my feeling or my opinion. That's a very good or important point. Yes, of course. Or definitely. Or absolutely. That's exactly what I mean or what I say. I agree because I strongly agree with you. I couldn't agree more. That seems very logical to me. I share your point of view. So do I, or so am I. I'm in favor of what you've been saying. I can see your point, but that's a very good point, but yes, perhaps, but yes, but on the other hand, I agree up to a certain point, but maybe I suppose so. I don't think it's as simple as that. You may be right there. Yes, possibly, although, yes, up to a point. Yes, in a way. Well, it depends. I see what you mean, but I think that's not the whole story. Yes, but there's also another aspect to consider. I'm afraid I can agree because I disagree with you. I'm afraid. I'm not so certain at all sure if that's true or correct. I'm sorry I can't agree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I cannot agree. I'm not convinced that, sorry, I'm not convinced that, Well, I have my doubts about that. You don't really mean that, do you? I don't think so. Then it's about summing up. To sum up, to conclude, to summarize, taking everything into consideration, I can suggest the following order. Do you agree? I believe the most important is, and the least significant is, well, we have agreed on the following order. We have decided that the number one is, number two is, and the number three is. I think that's all from me about useful expression for discussion. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.